Assalamu alaikum, Bilal Technology Wala here once again with another video in conversation with ChatGPT for the topic learning from failures, turning setbacks into opportunities. So let me take into the call ChatGPT. Hey GPT, how are you? I am going to discuss with you the topic of learning from failure, turning setbacks into opportunities. Are you ready for that?
Absolutely, I'm ready. That sounds like a great topic. I'm excited to dive into it and explore how setbacks can actually lead to growth and new opportunities.
So
Let's get
how
started.
does what does failure personally mean to you?
That's a great question. For me, failure is more like a stepping stone, an opportunity to learn and improve. It's about understanding what went wrong, adjusting your approach, and ultimately growing stronger and wiser from the experience. How about you?
So please tell me, uh, uh, you should say incident when a setback that taught a person or anyone an important life lesson.
Absolutely. One classic example is Thomas Edison and his journey with the light bulb. He encountered thousands of failures before finally succeeding, and he famously said that each failure was just one step closer to success. This taught him resilience and the importance of persistence. It's a powerful lesson that setbacks can really shape our path forward.
So why do you think people fear failure so much?
I think a big part of it is that failure is often tied to our sense of self-worth and our fear of judgment. Society tends to emphasize success and perfection, so failure can feel like a stigma. Plus, it can be uncomfortable and even painful to confront what went wrong. But over time, with the right mindset, that fear can definitely transform into motivation for growth.
So how do you emotionally respond to failure and what helps you move forward? Take an example of a man.
Absolutely. For instance, let's consider someone like J.K. Rowling. When she faced rejection from multiple publishers before Harry Potter was accepted, she definitely experienced disappointment and self doubt. Emotionally, it can feel discouraging and even a bit isolating. But what helped her move forward was her passion for storytelling, her persistence, and a belief in her work. Support from friends and a strong sense of purpose also played a huge role. It's really about acknowledging the emotions, but then using them as fuel to keep going.
So in your opinion, what separates productive failure from destructive failures? In your opinion, what separates productive failure from destructive failures? I think you can hear me. Hey GPT, can you hear me? Are you going to respond?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear. To answer your question, I think productive failure is when it leads to valuable insights, growth, and improvements, and it ultimately helps you refine your approach. On the other hand, destructive failure happens when it leads to repeated mistakes without learning, causing setbacks that hinder progress. The key difference is the mindset and the willingness to reflect and adapt.
So, what strategies help you reflect on mistakes without feeling discouraged?
One effective strategy is to practice self compassion, treating yourself with kindness and understanding rather than harsh self criticism. Another helpful approach is to keep a reflective journal where you can know what happened, what you learned, and how you can improve next time. Seeking feedback from trusted peers or mentors can also provide a fresh perspective. And finally, focusing on small incremental progress instead of perfection can help keep you motivated and positive.
So, how do setbacks shape long term goals and decisions?
Setbacks can really help refine our long-term goals by giving us a clear understanding of what works and what doesn't. They encourage us to reassess our priorities, adapt our strategies, and build resilience. Over time, this process helps us set more realistic, well informed goals and make better decisions that align with our true values and strengths.
So, what do you think identify the lessons hidden within a difficult setback?
I think it often comes down to taking a step back and looking at the bigger picture, reflecting on what went wrong, what could have been done differently, and even what strengths emerged during the challenge can reveal valuable lessons. It also helps to seek external perspectives like feedback from others to uncover insights we might miss. Ultimately, it's about staying curious, open minded, and willing to learn from every experience.
So, what does mindset play a role in turning failures into opportunities?
Mindset is absolutely crucial. A growth mindset, for example, sees failure as a chance to learn and improve rather than as a reflection of personal inadequacy. This kind of mindset helps you stay resilient, embrace challenges, and persist despite setbacks. On the flip side, a fixed mindset might lead to discouragement and a fear of failure. So, cultivating a positive, growth oriented mindset can really transform how you handle setbacks and turn them into stepping stones for success.
So, why it is important to normalize failure in personal growth?
Normalizing failure is important because it reduces the stigma and the fear surrounding it, making it easier to take risks and innovate. When we see failure as a natural part of the learning process, it helps build resilience, it encourages experimentation, and fosters a growth mindset. It also helps us embrace challenges with more confidence and less fear of judgment. Ultimately, it leads to deeper learning and more meaningful growth.
How have failures helped someone discover strengths you didn't know you had?
Failures often push us out of our comfort zone, and in that challenging space, we discover resilience, creativity, and problem solving skills that we might not have realized we had. For example, a setback might reveal a hidden determination or the ability to adapt quickly. It can also highlight strengths like patience, empathy, or leadership that come to the forefront when we're navigating tough times. In my own experience, failure have definitely been a powerful teacher, revealing strengths I didn't know I possessed.
So, what habits help you bounce back after experiencing failures?
A few key habits really help with that resilience. For starters, maintaining a reflective practice like journaling helps you process what happened and what you can learn. Another habit is staying connected with a support network, mentors, friends, or peers who can offer encouragement and perspective. Also, setting small, achievable goals after a setback can help build momentum and confidence. And finally, practicing self care like mindfulness, exercise, and healthy routines definitely helps maintain a positive outlook and bounce back more effectively.
So, how do you stay motivated when you face repeated challenges?
Staying motivated through repeated challenges often comes down to keeping a clear vision of your long term goals and reminding yourself of your purpose. Celebrating small victories along the way can also help keep your spirits up. Another key is maintaining a positive support system, people who encourage you and help you stay accountable. It also helps to break things down into manageable steps so you're not overwhelmed. And of course, self care and mindfulness practices can keep you grounded and focused even in tough times.
So, will you please summarize our conversation today?
Of course, today we talked a lot about how failure can be a powerful teacher and how it can help us grow. We explored how mindset plays a big role in turning setbacks into opportunities, and we discussed strategies for reflecting on mistakes without feeling discouraged. We also touched on how setbacks can help reveal hidden strengths and how important it is to normalize failure for personal growth. And finally, we shared some habits and practices that help maintain motivation and resilience through repeated challenges. Overall, it was a really insightful and encouraging conversation.
So, one last advice, one liner.
Absolutely. My final piece of advice would be to embrace each setback as a stepping stone and trust that every challenge is shaping you into a stronger, more resilient version of yourself. Keep believing in your growth, Stay curious and know that each experience, even the tough ones, is paving the way for future success.
So this was all from the today's conversation with ChatGPT on the topic learning from failure, turning setbacks into opportunities. So we will be connecting with again ChatGPT soon again. Until then, take care. Allah Hafiz and ChatGPT. Thank you again.
You're very welcome. It was my pleasure chatting with you, and I'm glad we could dive into such an insightful topic. Looking forward to our next conversation. Take care. Allah Hafiz, and thank you too.